All right, Shalom. I'd like to start off by saying Ka Halayim La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Harakah Kodash Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, and my elder Herawan as well. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm Khanaksa Amba Yasharla for the Lions of the Yasharla camp. And right now, this lesson that I'm going into is going to be, the title is going to be, basically, it's like the balance, light versus darkness, righteous versus wickedness, truth versus lies, and who are the ones posing for each side. Who are the defenders of the truth, defenders of the gospel, defenders of the light, defenders of righteousness, and who are the defenders of darkness, lies, and evil. The disputers of this world. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and serve this purpose for the hopeful elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so I want to start this one off in the book of Genesis, chapter 25, because ultimately the children of the light are the children of Israel, the children of darkness are the children of the wicked, are the children of Esau. Then you have the children of men, all right, but which are the other nations. But what I'm going into now is strictly talking about the children of righteousness, the children of the light, right? Children, the sons of God, and the sons of the wicked, right? Which is Jacob and Esau, if you can understand. All right. So I want to start out with Genesis 25 and 23, and it says, "And the Lord said unto her," this is talking about Rebecca, Isaac's wife, all right? It says she was pregnant and there was a struggle in her womb, and she inquired of the Lord, why was there such a struggle in her womb? Because the thing about it was Jacob and Esau in the womb, light against darkness, fighting in the womb, all right? It says, "And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one shall be stronger than the other people, and the other elder shall serve the younger." All right. So I wanted to go into that too, if it meant anything significant. But it says couple, double, two, just two different. Well, two manner of people, like two different types of people, right? We're going to be separated from her bowels, meaning the children of righteousness and the children of the wicked, Jacob and Esau, right? And it says the elder shall serve the younger. So now, the elder normally gets the blessing, right? But it was told to Rebecca, that, the blessing was going to go to the younger, which is Jacob. All right, so now, why are there two manner of people, or two diverses of people, in her womb, right? What is the significance of that? And that's the key point I want to touch on. So what we're going into is the children of the right, the balance, light versus darkness, all right? So from there, I want to go to Sirach, chapter 33. Sirach 33 and 10. Wait, hold on. Do I want to start at 10? Let's see. All right, Sirach 33 and 10. It says, "All men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth," right? We all were created the same, but not all the spirits that are within this flesh are the same. It says, verse 11, "In much knowledge the Lord have divided them and made their ways diverse." Right. So now that's why it was said there was two manner of individuals in her womb. These two individuals, even though they were brothers, they were totally the polar opposite of each other. All right. One was going for the light and one was going for the darkness. One was carnal, one was spiritual. One was wicked, one was righteous. All right. You have to have that ultimate balance on the earth to get a true understanding of existence. And that's what Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is creating within his elect, the understanding of the true balance of the universe. All right. It says, verse 12, it says, some of them hath he blessed and exalted, and some of them hath he sanctified and set near himself, but some of them hath he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places. As clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so is man in the hand of him that made him to render them as liketh him best. Right, so it's all about the potter. I did it about a year or so ago, maybe a year and a half ago. I did a lesson kind of going into this about the potter and the clay. Like him molding, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai really molding his elect, but ultimately he's molding the whole world to fit their lot. Everybody has a lot that they have to play. Everybody has a role that they have to play here on earth. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is the one that's constructing and forming the mold of each individual for them to live out their lot here on the earth, regardless of what way or what it's for. He fashioned everybody which liketh him to his liking, to render them as his liking him best. All right, verse 14. It says, Yahweh is slakin. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. This is ultimately Jacob against Esau, man. But even though 2/3 of our people have taken a liking to darkness, that we're still the children of the light, meaning the children of Israel. But they are not all Israel that are of Israel. You see what I'm saying? Just because they're from the seed of Abraham doesn't make them, they're still Jacob. They haven't overcome the wrestling to become Israel, not the Israel of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, at least. So they're at variance, and they've taken side of darkness, because what is it? Isaiah 29 said, death shall be chosen rather than life. All right. Verse 15, it says, so look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. Right, that makes it ultimate balance. You have a negative and a positive. That creates true balance. All right, it says, I wake up last of all, and one that gathereth after the grape gatherers, by the blessing of the Lord I profit, and tread my winepress like a great gatherer of grapes. Consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning. All right, so that's what we seek an understanding. The elect are going to seek an understanding of what the true balance is of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So understanding that there's no gray area when you're dealing with the Lord, man. There's you're on the side of light or on the side of darkness, man. That's just all the way it goes. That's just it. You cannot be in the middle. You cannot be agnostic. You cannot be neutral. There's no such thing as that. Either you is or you ain't. Is you is or is you ain't. From that, I want to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 1, because ultimately you have to pick a side, or a side is chosen for you. All right, because Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has molded the clay to what liketh him best. What is he? He had made some for clean uses and some for the contrary. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 19, it says, for it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Right. So the wisdom of darkness, right, the Lord is going to destroy. The ones that are prudent in darkness, right, these upper elites, they're going to they're going to be destroyed. The wisdom is going to be destroyed. It says, verse 20 says, where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not Yahweh made foolish the wisdom of this world? Right. He's exposing the darkness, right? And made foolish the wisdom of this world, which is ultimately darkness, man. Worldly wisdom that was brought forth by the prince or the god of this world, the prince of the power of air. All right. As a matter of fact, let me pause right there real quick and get Ephesians. Ephesians chapter 6. And it says, verse 12, it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." So the principalities and the rulers of darkness, they are, through their confusion and through the darkness, they have obtained the glory on earth. They're the ones running the earth right now, according to Ezekiel 28. All right, Ezekiel 28 explains that they are wiser than Daniel. Matter of fact, let me go into that real quick before we go back to Corinthians. Wiser than Daniel. I think it's Ezekiel 28. All right. Ezekiel chapter 28. All right. Ezekiel 28:3, it says, "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches and hast gotten gold and silver into my treasures. By thy great wisdom, by thy traffic," right? And ultimately, that's their wisdom is what is the infrastructure of this matrix within inside the matrix, and this system that's set up for them to make money off of. They got the military, the school system, and the religious practices all on in lock. All these secret organizations that they have that's driving this machine, this matrix, or this system, or this image of the beast. All right, where they have total control over everything on earth. All right, so but they've done that through their great wisdom, right? The wisdom of darkness, the wisdom of this world. But the Lord said he's going to confound the wisdom of this world. So going back to 1 Corinthians chapter 1, right? Verse 20, it says, "Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not Yahweh made foolish the wisdom of this world?" Right. That's what he's doing. When Yahweh Shai came on the scene, he was denouncing the wisdom of this world. "For after that, in the wisdom of Yahweh, the world by wisdom knew not Yahweh." Right. So by wisdom, all the wisdom that the world has, right? All this worldly wisdom, they do not know Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Let me get Ecclesiastes real quick. Chapter, I think 3:10 or 3:11. All right, Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He hath made everything beautiful in his time, also have set the world in their hearts, so that no man can find out the work that Yahweh maketh from the beginning of the end." But, for the ones that know him, right, he has revealed the works from the beginning to the end. But the ones that have the worldly wisdom, he has not. So he's making foolish the wisdom of this world. So they have the world in their hearts, right? But we don't have the world in our hearts. Let me get 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 12. No, it's 1 Corinthians 2:12. Slacky. Or 2:19. I'll find it. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 12. It says, "Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of Yahweh, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Yahweh." Right. But he put the world in their hearts. All right. And this world is filled with gross darkness. Right. So everybody that's in tune to the world is in tune to confusion. They're being led by confusion all the way to their destruction. Right. So because they're on the side of darkness, grope around in the dark. At noonday, groping around like it's dark, because that spiritual darkness has clouded their minds where they don't have any understanding. All right. And that's just it. So we begin to, so everybody becomes a Satan or adversary that is on the side of darkness. But those that are of the light are like the 5 wise virgins. And I had a dream about that last night, and part of it's coming back to me. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 21, it says, "For after that, in the wisdom of Yahweh," right, "the world by wisdom knew not Yahweh, but it pleased Yahweh by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe." Right, we're out here preaching the truth, shedding light in a dark place. All right, not because we weren't given the spirit of this world, we were given the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, verse 22, it says, "For the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek out the wisdom." All right, right. So even though some of our people were trying to live righteously, they were still in a state of confusion and darkness because they didn't receive Yahweh Shai when he came up to shed the light. But he was exposing that the deeds that we're doing were evil. And I want to get into that also. Verse 23, it says, "But we preach Yahweh Shai crucified unto the Jews a stumbling block, and unto the Greeks foolishness." Right, because you had Paul had a debate with these individuals that used to go to these universities in Egypt and come back to Jerusalem, like Egyptologists type, but they was confounded and conformed in the wisdom of this world. So they didn't have a true understanding of true wisdom, which is of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. So they had a cloudy vision of this worldly wisdom, all right, which ultimately was going to lead them to their destruction, because 2/3 of our people have chosen the side of darkness, or it was chosen unto them, I should say. All right, but so it's a stumbling block, all right, to some of those that are of the circumcision, meaning knowing that they're Jews, and it's foolishness to the ones that are taking on these other customs. But 24, it says, "But unto them which are called, both Jews and Greeks," all these are Israelites, right? It says, "Yahweh Shai, the power of Yahweh, and the wisdom of Yahweh, because the foolishness of Yahweh is," let me read that again, verse 24, it says, "But unto them which are called, both Jews and Greeks, Yahweh, the power of Yahweh Shai, the power of Yahweh, and the wisdom of Yahweh, because the foolishness of Yahweh, the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men." Right. So even though what we're teaching is considered to be foolish, right, it's wiser than anything on this earth. Even though we're sent forth as sheep among wolves, right, we're still stronger than anything that's on this earth because of the spirit, because of the light that guides us in righteousness, man, of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. It says, verse 25 again, it says, "Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men." All right, so the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai is wiser and stronger. All right, it says, but Yahweh have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. So those, even though we're considered to be foolish, through the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai and his wisdom, it's confounding, all right, the prudent in the world. All right, like what Scripture says, anybody wise in this world, let them become a fool so they can be wise in Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, and Yahweh have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. So Esau looks very mighty right now, right? And Jacob is a worm. He said, "Fear not thy worm, Jacob, for I will help thee." All right, a worm is like a helpless creature that needs assistance and help. How many times have you seen an earthworm on the sidewalk, and you take him over to moist soil so he can dig in there and replenish himself in life, be revived with the natural soil, being able to get that nutrients, that foundation, which which he seeks to dwell in. But sometimes he get caught outside that, his comfort zone. We're being brought back into our comfort zone through the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. And the foundation is his word. All right, and we call upon his true holy name. So we're confounding the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and have that spirit is confounding to the wisdom of this. We're confounding the wisdom of this world. Put it that way. Verse 28, it says, and the base things of the world and the things which are despised had Yahweh chosen, yea, and the things which are not, to bring to naught the things that are. Right. We weren't even a nation at one point in time. All right. But these people that were ever, now these nations are supposed to be the one that's ever reputed as nothing. But we have taken on that covering because of our transgression. But we're brought back to be in our righteous state through Yahweh Shai. All right. So Esau really is the base man, but because he was exalted and we were brought low, all this was by the doing of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. We are looked at as the base man, but the Lord is using the base things of this earth to confound the mighty, because Esau is in that high seat. He's the mighty at this time, all right, because of the darkness that's spread along the earth. But through the little speckles of light that is confounding the darkness, right, the Lord is taking this whole system down. All right, verse 29, it says, and these things are done so that no flesh should glory in his presence. All right, nobody's going to be able to say, oh, yeah, I was able to do this. I was able to do that, I was able to get salvation because I did this, or I was able to take Esau down because of this, or I was able to take Jacob down because of this. No. The Lord is doing all this and showing everybody that he controls everything, man. Verse 30, it says, but of him ye are in Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, who of Yahweh is made unto us wisdom and righteousness and sanctification and redemption. That's what Yahweh Shai means to us. And that's why he was sent by Yahweh, to give us sanctification and redemption, and to give us the light of righteousness, man, which was given and wisdom, which was given by the Father, and then given to the Son, and the Spirit of the Son, which was given to him by the Father, spread unto the elect. Verse 31, it says, that according as it is written, he that glorieth, let him glory in the Lord. Right, and you have to have that light in order to be able to glory in the Lord. All right, so matter of fact, let me get that scripture that that's referencing from. That is Jeremiah chapter 9 and 23. In Jeremiah 9 and 23, it says, thus saith the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom. Right. But you see Esau glorying in the wisdom of this world, right? It says, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Right. He has the might, has the power, owns the government, money, and the military. It says, let not the rich man glory in his riches. Right. And these are all the things that the darkness glories in, right? Verse 24, it says, but let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, and that I am Yahweh, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith the Lord. So that's what we're supposed to glory in, that we know Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. But if you don't know him, there's no way you can glory in him. All right, so the only thing you can do is glory in darkness. And to close it out, let me get John chapter 3, verse 19. It's ultimately concluding the battle between light and dark. All right? Because before Yahweh Shai came, there was gross darkness on the earth. There was no light. This is John 3 and 19. It says, and this is the condemnation. Matter of fact, let me get chapter 1 first real quick. John chapter 1, and I'll start from the top. It says, in the beginning was the Word, all right, and the Word was with the powers. And I'm reading how it's supposed to be written, the proper context, all right. And the Word was a power. The same was in the beginning with the powers, right? Because when you break it down in the Greek, that's how it's explained. All right. It says, all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. All right. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. All right. And that light that it's talking about is Yahweh Shai. But the darkness can't comprehend that light. All right. So moving on to John chapter 3, verse 19. Right. So he was that light. Yahweh Shai was that light. So check this out. John 3:19, it says, and this is the condemnation, that light has come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds are evil. So it's good against evil. Light against dark. The sinner versus the godly, man. And that's how Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai set it up. So that's why he had to make everybody's ways diverse. Because if you put righteousness on the earth, you have to have an adversary to righteousness, which is a true balance. For us to be able to get that understanding, because if we never understood or seen wickedness, we wouldn't have an understanding of what righteousness is, man. Verse 20 says, for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. So nobody wants to change. They rather stay in darkness. But the ones that are of the light, all right, are going to continue in the light. It says, but he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought of Yahweh. Right. So we battle against the light, but we're not children of the light. And I want to close out with this. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. And it reads, it says, 1 Thessalonians 5:4, it says, but ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief, meaning the day of Yahweh Shai showing up and delivering his elect. Because we dwell in the light to where we get an understanding of what's to come in the end times, and the Lord is preparing us for it. Verse 5 says, ye are all children of the light and children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Right. We're not in unrighteousness. We're not in sin. Even though we have to live amongst sin, the purifications come from Yahweh Shai, man. That spirit. All right. So therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that are asleep, sleep in the night, and they that are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation, man. And that's ultimately what we're fighting for. Fighting for that light is the hope of salvation. And so that's the ultimate balance. Good, negative against positive, good against evil, light against dark, wickedness against righteousness, and understanding that Jacob is the defender of righteousness, and Esau is the contender. Is the contender of against righteousness and light, being an adversary and being for darkness. And that's just what it is. That's why their ways were made diverse like that, because it's all a script being written by Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and serve its purpose. With that, I'd like to say, Ka Halayim La Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, by Shem Harikak Wadash, my Amath. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, and my elder Herawan as well. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth, sincerity, and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.